It's people who actually divided us. And many people in the black community, they don't actually understand or believe that white people have needs of spirituality. But who wrote the Bible is the white man. He talks about spirituality. He talks about the afterlife. The afterlife doesn't come when death doesn't come. Though I am not going to die, I'm not a dying type. No death will touch my flesh. I will pass on. The only way that actually works on me when it comes to parting ways with earth is pass on, because I pass on to a certain state, which is a spiritual state, and then I come and get attached to a certain body that is living, of that era of living. You know, and then that person will be said to have a calling as I'm having a calling today. This face is ugly. I'm like a Zinjanthropus, Homo erectus, and we Homo sapiens sapiensis. But I'm no stranger to being handsome, because I've lived so many lives in different bodies through a calling. I'll pass and transform into another spiritual state and live another life, and it will differ as it goes, as it incarnates. We call it incarnation, yes. So now, I am trying to build a spirit in you that never feel or see it wrong that you are consulting with a person like me. God has never shown up on earth to say, if you're a white man, see a prophet, go Western way of spirituality, go African. It is all called spirituality. And then we differ it as it differs, as in African, Indian, Chinese. Chinese have got their dragon, what not belief, and what not. Indians have got their own, the African. But all these beliefs are directed to one God, as the children of God, as we are the saints. I am deployed to actually help people in so many aspects of the problems in our living. But we have to understand that so many problems are created by people. Like when you came here, you felt my spirit. My words were, there are people who save the dark side, the dark world, the dark forces. There are bad spirits that are meant to terrorize people. Are you there with me? My head. Let me just put this one quick and we proceed. I think you had time when you come here. I just wish everybody that comes to me has enough time, because we don't have to do this work racing against time to avoid robbing ourselves the full service that is accurate, effective, efficient. Now, when you come in my altar here, when you call me, just with that voice I'm able to read and get your problems. When you come here, I'll be telling you stories. There's a concept of Vumani, you know it, of the Sangoma, everybody knows. Even a white, I have white Sangomas that I've actually groomed as my initials. That person, if he becomes a Sangoma, he never says agree. He says Vumani. A Changani person who have never spoken Zulu, you say Vumani, but that Vumani is Zulu, Etswana Vumani. These Nigerian guys who come here and pretend to be spiritualists, Sangomas robbing people, they don't say Vumani in their language. I don't know how they say Vumani. They say Vumani, but they don't even know what that meaning word of Vumani. You understand? Which is a Nguni word. The Venezuelans can say Vumani. The Zulus Vumani. You understand what I'm saying? Because it is a Nguni like word. But now I've seen it as just a concept, not a pattern, not something that is meant for a Sangoma for sale. It is something that everybody knows that if I say for money, they know I'm a Sangoma and then I have to receive money. Why this preamble? I know your heart, you are yearning, you are willing to actually get to the point of this thing that we've actually come for. But I've got to give you that preamble, the preface, the intro, that tells you I am real. There are many people who pretend to be a Sangoma, to be a spiritualist, or to be me in particular. But when a person comes, I've got to prove I am me and I am real and I have this calling. And then I give you the know-how of this setup. Now, I am sent on earth spiritually not to work on black people, but to work on people in general, just people, Indian, white, black. You are not white. The t-shirt you are wearing there is white. And this tissue is white. You are brown, perhaps light brown. I am brown, perhaps dark brown, stuff like that. Yes, some because of their climate, yes, yes. Even birds, they've got their species, they come in types. I've got my birds there. These birds, I send them to people for a good or a bad cause. If a person is troubling you as you are here, you are not going to tell me Jesus will take care of your problems because he haven't. That's the reason we are here. If people are attacking you through witchcraft, you are not going to tell me the Bible says forgive. That will mean you live here and go and forgive because that is your business. I don't forgive. I fight. Are you there, sir, with me? Politicians consult here. They've got their own problems in their higher positions. Bishops and pastors, they consult here. They've got their problems. There is nothing wrong with consulting with a guy like me, a spiritualist. The Bible tells us about a guy called Samuel in the Bible that David consulted for powers. He won the Goliath and whatnot. He was anointed for powers. Saul was anointed for those powers. The Israel leader, the father of Jonathan, whom David overthrew. He was anointed by the same person. This thing of anointing has been there for years. But it's only that people are very unscrupulous when it comes to spirituality and what we call spiritual healing and traditional healing. That comes from hunger. I always have prayed that get to an Inyanga or prophet's place, find big time cars like you've seen my Hammer there, find the cabriolets, find big time homes, glass houses in Hardebeer Sport and all those places owned by this person. That will mean this person has the money, this person is not faced with poverty, this person is not aiming at enriching himself through people, but is following his calling, which is exactly what I'm actually doing.
That's exactly right.
Now, you go to a person with struggles, like there are a lot of things that you are faced with yourself. Money scarcity, problems coming from left and right and center. Some problems emerge even in your household through contradictions, which comes from as the result of what will be happening around you, which I'm going to tackle. You never told me those things. I'm telling you, even in front of that camera, I'm not afraid because I saw them. Are you there? Say with me. Now, you go to a spiritualist, spiritual figures like me, guys like me, are guys that you are looking up to as role models, as the helpers, as people who will bail you out of some situations spiritually when your spiritual realm is at loggerheads with your physical realm and things are going bad. You know what I'm saying? So this person, as a role model, he must be better himself. It must show that this thing that he carries in his body as the calling and the gift, it works for him and his children. Are you there? Say with me. Then you'll find people with pamphlets. You'll find people with Facebook pages and all the adverts that they can make you win Lotto, casinos. They can make you have money that actually comes by at night, and then you wake up in the morning seeing everything is here. But themselves, they are faced with scarcity. They are faced with poverty. They live bad in a way that they even wish to die each and every day. And they live each day as it comes. They scavenge. How do you help somebody when you cannot help yourself? Those facts have terrorized my mind. Those facts have damned my mind. But at the very same time, giving me that courage, giving me that power to find my greater heights, even in whatever terrain I find my feet. Even in whatever terrain, I help my people find their feet. You are here with the hope. You are here with the belief that we have got to come through. We have got to overcome. We have got to win over. We have got to triumph. And we will. If it's a person who is a barrier, he has to shift or back off. Otherwise, I don't have to waste a lot of time explaining that he will die. Have you anything to share with me?
What concerning myself?
Concerning yourself, your journey, your consult, your wishes, as in what you want to accomplish or achieve with this man, me.
My wishes, it feels like I got no spirit, no energy, no power, no interest in life anymore. I'm permanently feeling sick. I've got lung problems, I've got eye problems, I've got ear problems, I've got kidney problems.
Right. Let's come again to that. I was saying, when you came here, I said some words, maybe that if you were that firm believer or those people who don't reason, you just get out and say, man, I can't talk to you, I'm calling you as satanic or satanism whatsoever. I'm not a satanism. I'm a firm believer to God. I understand myself as the son and the child of God. So it is not a sin to tell your father that, Father, this I'm not seeing it good. How does this come? Do you understand what I'm saying? If I query some systems and concepts of God, it's not the same as protesting the existence of Almighty God. As in saying, sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm filled with the belief or tempted to understand and believe that God and Jesus have died. Because the things that are said about them in the Bible, for them being there for us and all these things, you look at people with these problems that you are having, you are tempted to forsake God in the Bible. You are tempted to forsake your own spirit and ancestors because they don't work for you. Will it be coincidentally that you're having these lung problems, you're having kidney problems, you're having all diseases in you? Why are they not shared among so many people? There will be fewer in you because we are too many in the world. At least we'll have half or quarter or 100 yet of that disease. At least you'll be standing taller and stronger and and not complaining that much. But if you have all those things in you, why? We all got to be Job. There's a guy called Job in the Bible. It is said that God wiped off his children, took off everything. Even the wife had to ask him to forsake God and all that stuff. And then the wife of Job is seen as a bad person. But look at the heading. She had lost children. But still Job was holding on. She had lost Job alive. But still Job was holding on. And she looked upon God and said, God, why this? Why us? Don't you think this is too much? Because if you wiped off our children, our cattle, everything of us, we are a mess. What is your reason of keeping us alive? And finally, what is our purpose of existence and living? That's what is going on. That's what we are going through now. You wake up in the morning and ask yourself, God, what are your plans about me? I feel I'm dead alive. Like when you say you've lost your spirit, it's like dead alive. You understand what I'm saying? And then, beside God's plans about you, you look at your own self and you say, what is my purpose of existence? What is my purpose of living? And you look at your goals that you will have set forth. And that pains a lot. And now, there's no way you can even wake up in the morning and talk to your passed on father, grandmother, or whosoever and say, guys, I've heard you passed on to be some spirits. Where are you?